So, one of the most important parts of building and designing a new website is the creation of a sitemap. A sitemap is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a map of your website, how many pages you're going to have, where they're going to be, how they all connect, and with notes on what's going to be in each one. Because ultimately, what you're doing is you're creating an experience for your ideal customers so that it makes it easy for them to find what they're looking for, and also so it makes it easy for you to do business with them. Now, you don't need any specific or special tools or software to do this. A simple pen and paper approach will work. The first step in creating a sitemap is not actually drawing it out, not even sketching it out, but really asking yourself the reason why people are coming to your website. And in my case, I'll just use myself as an example throughout. They're coming to my website usually to hire me, to find out more about me, and then find out whether they have a good reason to hire me. So, with that question in mind, with that search in mind, I think, okay, what do they need to see first? What do they want to see first? It's the portfolio, right? And after that, they're interested in what kind of services I offer. And speaking of the portfolio, they want to see case studies. All right, not just beautiful pictures, but the case studies. Services, they also want to know everything about me because I work in what's called a high trust profession. People want to know who they're going to pay all this money to and whether they can confide in them, whether I can handle confidential information. And also really be very caring and concerned and committed to what they need and what they need to accomplish. The other thing they are often interested is in a blog, see if it's updated. Not everyone, but some do. And then, of course, they need a way to contact me. Now, forgive me if my handwriting is just terrible, but that's what it is. Now, these are just the main pages in the site, including the home page. But I'd like to add some sub pages here that's very important so that it makes it easier for people, again, to find what they're looking for. So I think the case studies should be divided into 3 different types. I work with elite sports coaches, coaches. I work with life coaches, and I work with financial consultants and advisors. So those are basically the 3 groups of people that I work with. Now, in my services page, I want that also to branch out into 3 sub-pages because I have package number 1, 2, and 3. I divide my services into 3 different distinct packages. My About page is a standalone page, so is the blog and the contact page. So altogether right there I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I always write down how many pages I will need. There are some other pages. This is just in the main menu I'm talking about today. But there are some other pages like sales pages and e-commerce pages where people can submit payment to me. Those I don't show on the site. These are just the main pages. And as always, as I mentioned just a few seconds ago, I always, as I'm building the site out as well as the site map, I should have said the site map and then the site. But anyway, whenever I'm doing this, I always put myself in the point of view. I work from the point of view of my ideal client because I'm building the site for them to find what they're looking for. Again, the reason for the site is for them to hire me. And so I have to think of how am I going to put this together so it's easy for them to find what they're looking for and then make an informed decision on whether to hire me, and to work with me. All right, so now that I know that I'm going to have 8 pages, it's time to move on to the actual drawing of the sitemap. So when I start drawing the sitemap, it really is, for me and all my clients, it's pretty much this simple. We have the home page that's got everything, and your home page is really like a table of contents, So I start with, let's say I can start with the services page. I could do the portfolio here first, but it's easy to move around. And below that, as I mentioned earlier, I've got 3 pages that I need to add below that. Package number 1, 2, and 3. Then I go to the portfolio page. I'm just abbreviating that. And that too will branch out into 3 more pages. The elite sports coaches, the life coaches, and the financial consultants. And then, of course, everyone wants to know who I am. They need to know whether they can trust me, so I have to have a very nice about page. And then over here, I've got my blog, another way for people to get to know me and my work and how I do it. And then, of course, the contact page, which has a form on it and makes it easy for people to be very specific about why they're getting in touch with me. So now you see how this kind of builds out. We've got home 1, services 2, 3, 4, 5, portfolio 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 pages. And then behind this, or I should say off of the main menu, because this is the main menu, I might say to myself, okay, I've got to set up some kind of e-commerce that goes on in the background, or e-commerce, and that's where people submit payment. I got to think about sales pages, if I have any of those, and then maybe squeeze pages, things like that. You know, it all depends. But I have to think about those things, as well as a booking calendar. And I don't have that in the main menu either, because I did once and I got horribly spammed. That was terrible. But anyway, I give people a link to a booking calendar if they feel that they're ready to start talking to me, to set up a consultation, or just to start working with me. So that's what I know now I need to put on the website. And eventually I'll probably add things like links or notes, like from services that has to link to, I might have some links to these specific categories within the portfolio. Not sure about that yet. But I do know that on each one there has to be a call to action. And for example, the call to action here, I might make a note and say that will just go to the contact page. And the same here with a call to action, that will go to the contact page. Things like that. But this is a real chance for you to see how you plan a site so that you know exactly what the pages are going to be on the website. There are not really any surprises. You know how it all connects with, you know, everything else. And it just makes the building of the whole thing so much more efficient. All right, I hope that this has been helpful to you. Thanks as always for watching, and I will talk to you very soon in my next video.